My name is Sarah Hoff, and it is April 23rd. It is 11:06 a.m., and my student ID number is 5727. I'm going to talk about hair removal options today and different solutions that you could have for your client. So shaping options, honestly, you want to make sure that you're making sure what the client wants, like what the shape they want, because you never want to do too thick or too thin. So you want to make sure, do they want a really thin brow or do they want a really thicker brow? And the removal options for those are tweezing, waxing, and threading. So waxing, that is a really good option, especially for cleanup, because it's gonna really help clean up, like right here with my brow. It would help clean up like where I need it cleaned up, and then the tweezer will go in those smaller areas and kind of remove the excess that I couldn't get. And or you could just squeeze your brows. I mean, it takes a little bit longer. Waxing is probably a better option for those who have really thick brows. Threading is really good for thicker brows and thinner brows. Probably takes a little tiny bit longer than waxing. Waxing is like a quick, you pull it out and it's done, and then you just gotta clean up. The threading is gonna be kind of for, like, it's gonna help make the skin not so sensitive. In my personal experiences, threading was a lot better for my skin than waxing, because afterwards it wouldn't hurt so bad. So there's all different kinds of options that you can do. It's a preference thing. I mean, there's a lot of people that won't ever put wax on their brows. They'll just tweeze them just because that's their preference. And then the long-term solutions, like there is laser hair removal, there is there's dermablading, and there's different things that you can do, like permanent makeup and stuff like that. Permanent makeup is really good for older people, I think, because they're losing their brow, and the permanent makeup will help them have a brow long term. And I think that it's also good for people that don't really have much of a brow. I mean, there's a lot of younger people as well with no eyebrow, and permanent makeup might be good for those. I really think longer term solutions are better because you won't have to do it as much. I do know that dermablading and stuff are good for those who don't want to go back every 2 weeks or 3 weeks and do their eyebrows. With the suggestions for facial shapes, you can suggest different eyebrow looks according to their face shapes. Like with my face, I think I have thicker eyebrows are better for my face. Somebody with a skinnier, thinner face would be better with thinner eyebrows, I think. And honestly, again, here we go with the preference. It's all about their preference, but you can definitely suggest what you think is best for their face shape as well. I also think somebody with I wouldn't say chunkier, but more fuller face, they do better with thinner brows, I think, in my opinion. It just, like I said, it depends on their preference. But I think, in my opinion, that they do better with thinner brows. Somebody with a more fuller face. Alright, well, that is my video on hair removal. there's all different types of ways to be able to, remove the hair from the skin. There's lots of different types that you can work with and see which one you like best and make it the best one that you prefer. I mean, obviously my preference is waxing. Like, I love waxing. I love my eyebrows being waxed. Threading is okay. I just like the feeling of it being waxed. I feel like at the end of the day, if I get it waxed, like, they're more cleaned up versus when I get them threaded. I feel like the threading really is a good option, but it just doesn't do the job like the waxing does. But again, that's like somebody will choose what they would like. It's just best to make suggestions that you think would be best for your client.